Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive question that millions of young people across India are asking. What's next after graduation? We're going to break down the government opportunities out there, using resources like ppcds.in to show you the way. And hey, before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on more deep dives like this one.
So you've got the degree, you've tossed the graduation cap in the air, but then comes that big looming question. What now? It's a mix of excitement and, let's be real, a little bit of terror. To really get to the heart of the challenges and the solutions, we're going to follow the journey of a recent grad named Arjun, who is asking that very same question.
All right, so let's talk about Arjun. He's smart, he's worked hard, he has his degree in hand, but he's hitting a wall. The reality of unemployment is setting in, and he's not sure where to turn. His story is one that so many graduates can probably relate to.
See, the problem for Arjun and for a lot of people isn't just a simple lack of jobs. It's way more complicated. There's this huge gap, right, between the theory you learn in college and the actual practical skills that companies are looking for. On top of that, if you're from a rural area, the opportunities can be pretty scarce. And let's not even talk about the cost of getting extra training. It can all feel like an uphill battle.
But then, just when he was about to lose hope, he had a breakthrough. While he was online searching for answers, he stumbled upon a website called pcds.in. And this wasn't just another job board. No, this was different. It was like a roadmap to all these government programs and training schemes, and it completely changed his outlook. This is really where Arjun's story starts to turn around. He had this aha moment. He realized he couldn't just sit back and wait for the perfect job to magically appear. He had to be proactive. He had to build the skills that would make him the perfect candidate. And as it turns out, the government already had a ton of pathways to help him do just that. One of the first things he found was this big one, the Pradhan Mantri Kaushak Vikas Yojana, or PMKVY. Now, the key thing here is that this isn't more of the same old classroom lectures. This program is all about targeted, hands-on training that makes you job-ready from day one. And the scope is huge. We're talking about everything from high-tech fields like IT and electronics to essential sectors like healthcare, manufacturing, and even agriculture. The whole point is to funnel fresh talent into the parts of the economy that are actually growing and hiring. But what about that rural opportunity problem we talked about? It's a major hurdle for a lot of people, and it needs a specific solution. You can't just have all the good stuff happening in the big cities. And that's exactly where programs like DDU GKY step in. This one is laser-focused on young people in rural areas. And get this, it doesn't just provide training. It also helps with job placement, which is absolutely crucial for connecting that rural talent to the broader job market. Okay, so you get the skills, you're all trained up, but you know what employers always ask for, right? That classic catch-22, we need someone with experience. So, how are you supposed to get experience if no one will hire you to get it? Well, the answer comes in a pretty massive number. 10 million. That is the incredible goal of the Prime Minister Internship Scheme. They're aiming to create 10 million internships in 5 years. That is a huge push to give young people their first real shot in the workplace. And the value here is just off the charts. Internships aren't just about getting coffee. They're about learning how a real office works, putting your knowledge to the test, and starting to build that all-important professional network. It's how you really get your career off the ground. Now, what if you're thinking bigger than just finding a job? What if you're someone who wants to create jobs? As Arjun kept exploring, he realized there was a path for entrepreneurs, too. And you guessed it, there's a government plan for that as well. It's called the Prime Minister Employment Generation Program, or PMEG. And its mission is pretty simple: to provide financial assistance and subsidies to people who have a great idea for a small business and the drive to see it through. I mean, how powerful is that? It's a complete mindset shift. It empowers you to go from being a job seeker to a job creator. This is how you move from depending on the system to building something of your own. So, what happened with Arjun in the end? Well, he enrolled in a PMKVY course on digital skills. He leveraged that to get an internship. And that 1-2 punch of practical training and real-world experience made him the perfect candidate. He landed an awesome job in a growing tech company. His journey just goes to show these aren't just policies on a website. They are real, practical tools that can change your life. Look, Arjun's story is really inspiring, but it's also a blueprint. It shows what's possible when you know where to look. So now let's talk about how you can get started on your own journey.
So how do you do it? Here's the game plan. First, do your homework. Research the schemes out there and find one that fits you. Second, skill up. Focus on the practical skills that companies are actually hiring for. Third, get experience. An internship is the best way to get your foot in the door. And finally, if you have that entrepreneurial spark, don't ignore it. Explore those startup schemes.
You know, when it all comes down to it, this whole huge journey, it really begins with one small thing. A single decision. The decision to learn, to grow, and to just keep pushing forward no matter what. So, are you ready to take that first step? That same resource that helped Arjun get started, pcds.in, is there for you too. You can discover courses, get career guidance, and find the path that's right for you. Thanks for hanging out with us for this explainer. To start building your own success story, definitely check out the resources we talked about today. And for more explainers designed to help you build your future, make sure you're subscribed. We'll catch you in the next one.